Hey guys, Phil Mackey here, 1500ESPN.com, live in the Target Field press box. This video brought to you by Toshiba. The Twins lose 9-7 today, swept in a short series by the division rival Detroit Tigers. Jason Kubel comes through. The Twins' offense has just been so lifeless all season long. They're down 5-2, seventh inning. They scratch a run across to make it 5-3. Then runners on second and third. Jason Kubel comes up to face left-hander Daniel Schlereth and just blasts a three-run bomb into the upper deck in right field. Curtain call. Twins lead 6-5. Heading into the eighth inning, you got Matt Capps ready to go more than one inning if needed. It looked and felt like that blast by Kubel, who's really been the Twins' hottest hitter, the only guy showing a pulse, maybe outside of Denard Span offensively this season. It looked like that may have been a turning point, if there is such a thing, for a team with so many injuries and so many losses piled up. And then Capps comes in, gives up the two-run home run to Johnny Peralta. And Capps has been pretty effective since a couple blips on the radar earlier in the season. But you know, he comes back out. The Twins actually tie the game in the eighth inning, and then Capps comes back out, gives up two more runs in the ninth, and that's how it ends. I mean, if it's not pitchers walking 5 and 6 batters a game, it's the offense only scoring 2 or 3 runs. And today, the offense finally comes out. They score 7 runs for just the third time in 35 games. But it was a poor pitching performance by Scott Baker, a poor bullpen outing by Matt Capps. Now, the Twins actually have a historically bad offense. If you go back in time, if you thought the Mariners were bad last season, averaging 3.17 runs per game, the Twins heading into today, 3.12 runs per game, and the lowest OPS plus, which compares OPS to a major league average. And you can compare, for instance, 1998 in the steroid era to 1972 in the dead ball era. The Twins have the lowest OPS plus of any team the last 50 years. And that 3.12 runs per game would be the lowest runs per game number in the last 30 years. I mean, that's how bad the Twins' offense has been. I know technically it is early, but we are 25% of the way through the season here pretty soon. So at some point early turns into, we're 10 games behind the Indians, 11 games behind the Indians, and it's June and nobody's healthy. It's a bad situation. Liriano leaves his start in the third inning or in the fourth inning yesterday with an illness. He comes in, says that it was dizziness, it was weakness, didn't get enough sleep before a start. Joe Mauer still a couple weeks away. You've got Tomey just ramping up down in Florida. Delman Young expected to be back on Friday, but you've got all these moving pieces. Nothing is settled. 10 players called up from AAA, basically none of them producing at all, aside from Trevor Plouffe when he comes in and has a couple of good games and then goes on the sidelines for 2 or 3 days now with a strained hamstring. So it's a combination of bad pitching, bad hitting. Bullpen's been spotty outside of maybe the Glenn Perkins performances the last month and a half and then Matt Capps before the blown saves. There's really nothing you can point to and hang your hat and say, well, the Twins are poised for a turnaround because of X, Y, and Z. Now, last season when they sputtered in May and June, you could point to the offense scoring runs. You could point to Liriano and Pavano having good seasons and say, there's some things you can hang your hat on, and the Twins are destined for a turnaround. Not right now. Too many things would have to be turning around, and once you get to the point where it's June 1st and you're 13 games back, it doesn't matter who's in first place, who might collapse. That's too far back. So not really much else to say here. We're going to fire it back up this weekend when the Blue Jays come to town. And again, we'll see if the Twins can spark themselves. But it is just looking like a lost season at this point. I'm Phil Mackey. Keep an eye on 1500ESPN.com for more updates.